Welcome to this mini workshop on how to write effective cold email copy to convert more business for your company. I'm going to cover everything that you and your team need to know to learn how to, one, write effective email copy that converts, and two, things to avoid and things to do to implement it properly, and finally, hidden gems, tips and tricks that 99% of cold email players do not deploy today that you can implement primarily using social media and AI chatbots. So I have a lot to cover. Let's dive right into it. The first question that we always get when working with new companies, what is the current problem with cold emails? Is email dead? Why we are getting such a low conversion rate? The answer is very simple. One, revenue ops particularly are tools like enrichment, finding people's emails, databases, and even AI personalization has become extremely affordable for anybody to get their hands on. That means a lot more people are doing it. Second, when it used to be thousands of dollars and only enterprise, mid-enterprise to large companies using it, now pretty much everybody can do it. The volume of email is expected to surpass 400 billion emails per day by 2027. That's a challenge for every single person sending out emails. And if you're doing cold emails, this workshop is going to show you how to stand out, best practices that you always have to follow, and to add on top of it, how some of the most successful companies are doing it. The problem with current emails as well is the quality of the copy is very, very bad. I get things like this every day. This is my regular day inbox, cluttered with offers and cold outreach. Most of this is pure garbage. The low-level entry have created also a very low bar, which companies think that just by writing any copy, they will be able to convert, but that's not the case. So the quality has gotten down while the volume has gone up. And the reason that we can talk about this topic is because we have built what we worked on for the last 10 years, a marketing automation platform. So we send out emails by the millions every day, and we understand what works, what doesn't work in the background, and I'm about to share those with you in this workshop as well. Now, before I also move forward, I would love to get your support. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn for more tips like this, more releases, and things that you can deploy to maximize your email campaign results. You can simply look me up, Richard Fala. I'm the CEO of VBOUT, and I would love to connect and keep providing value to you and to your team. All right. I want to start by talking a little bit about the beginning of your cold email copy, is how you can find your ICP, finding and exporting your prospects. It always starts by researching your ICP. Ideal customer profile is what I say ICP, that's what that stands for. You have to find those ICP with care. Now, if you already have a business, you have clients, you can find the happiest clients and build a profile around that. That will be your target. Most companies, to find those targets, they don't use the right filters. In this particular example, I'm using Sales Navigator, but you can also use Apollo or ZoomInfo or any product that provide those kind of granular filters for you to use. So you can filter things like the function, which means the role of the person you're looking for, the company and company size, company revenue, geography, of course, plays a very important role. So these things are baked into the filters. And also identifying buyer intent, which I believe is one of the most important signals, is still very early to market, because somebody writing about something doesn't mean they're out to buy a product in that field. But intent, if you can get the right intent from buyers or potential buyers, you've strike gold. So you can test that filter if it's available in your platform. I haven't seen it perform as well so far. Once you've researched your ICP, you've configured the right filters. Some filters also can be changing jobs. If somebody's landed a new position at a new company, that could reflect an opportunity because they're coming in with their own tool sets. They want to teach the team on it. Sometimes they have to inherit what's already there. Either way, that could be a signal for you. So research your ICP with care and invest in finding that solid list day in and day out. Now, it is all about testing. You will never get the right ICP right off the bat, and you will play around a lot with filters eventually to get the right one. Also, use Chrome extensions to help you export leads. This is a very small but particular function to add to your process, is how you can get your leads once you've gotten the research. A lot of these products might hide the results, like Sales Nav from LinkedIn does not provide you with emails. Some enrichment products like Apollo that you see here allows you to. It's a layover on top of your LinkedIn. You can multi-select and add people to your Apollo account and at scale, enrich all those details so you can export them and then do your cold outreach after, okay? So find the right Chrome extensions. If you're using other browsers, look for extensions for those browsers. Most of the popular ones do support extensions at this point. I use Chrome because it's quite popular. A lot of extensions available for absolutely no cost. So one is an overlay on your existing products. In this case, is Sales Nav from Apollo, but you can use the regular LinkedIn and still get that overlay. And that overlay also works outside of LinkedIn, by the way. There's also another extension that I really recommend. It's called Easy Scraper. It's absolutely free. What it does, and I'm giving you an example here of somebody prospecting from Instagram. What they did is they installed the extension. They were getting the people commenting on a video, and that video is in their field. Let's say in this case it was fitness, and they were trying to connect with those people direct. Now what you do with this data is up to you. You can use it for your own research or others, but these could be the type of ICPs you're looking for. If somebody's commenting on a fitness video on Instagram, positive comments, they're interested in learning more, and you happen to be selling similar kind of products for that particular audience, you can try to use Instagram to connect with those people, okay? So that particular Easy Scraper works everywhere. I just gave Instagram as an example, but you can grab the information from a particular web page, Instagram, Google, LinkedIn, third-party websites, it doesn't matter, and then export them so you can do your own data analysis on the Excel table. There's another option, what I've seen companies do very well, is to find your right ICP. You can research events and engage with event attendees. Now, you can call it catfishing your customers from other events or such. It doesn't matter. That's how sales work. You go, you network, you meet people, and you can engage. In this particular case, you can attend events and see if you can network with those events. And some of those layover products that I showed you that sit in your Chrome extension can actually pull the information of those people and try to do an outreach. Here's something that's really important when doing this sort of ICP is please vet your data properly. I've seen thousands of customers not vet their data and fall into mistakes like this, sending it to the wrong person's first name. This is an email that was sent to me. My name is Richard, and that's not the right name. Vet your data and don't let mistakes slip by. You will have mistakes, don't get me wrong, but by doing a little bit of vetting and comparing certain things to the LinkedIn profile or to the actual data set, you can avoid and minimize that as much as possible. This is another example of wrong industry. Enrichment products can have this challenge where they will give you the wrong industry for a company, and all of a sudden you're targeting someone and saying leather lifestyle where they're in a marketing SaaS industry in this example, right? Do not do these mistakes, please. I recommend using an email validation tool. Once you've gathered all that information, you've cleaned it up, exported the data, now you have emails and solid first name, last name, as well as industry and email. We have a built-in tool for doing email validation. You have products on the market like Zero Bounce and others that do it, but inside VBOUT, the product we built, we have a validation tool that scans your email to tell you if it's a good copy or it's a valid active email or not, okay? And you can do things as well based on if they're good emails, bad emails, risky, there's a typo or undeliverable. That email validation tool that you use, ideally VBOUT of course, lets you remove a lot of the bad emails to avoid high bounces and high complaints. Another thing that I do talk about a lot is get the right fields in place. We used to talk about getting your first name, last name, email, company, industry, even perhaps some things around date of service, anniversaries. You can create automations around those. But we also now have AI that allows us to personalize copy at scale. And I've created a script that sits inside your Google Sheets 100% for free. All it uses is OpenAI's API key, which you can get your own and pay few pennies to generate thousands of copies. But you can literally enrich that contact ICP file. First, you import it into your Google Sheet. Follow the tutorial that I have on a separate video about how you can integrate OpenAI in your Google Sheet. And let's say you're targeting 1,000 contacts. You can literally generate for each one of your contacts a cold email copy, subject line, cold calling script, SMS, and it also scrapes the client's website for a lot more contacts to make those subject lines and cold copies super relevant. Pretty much you can say these are Google Sheets 2.0 powered by AI. All right. I've written a script for this. I'm providing it for free. This gives some people alternatives to expensive tools like Clay and others that allows you to do this at scale, but you have to learn it and you have to pay for it on a monthly basis. So getting the right data fields in place, including enriched fields, super important, because now you can have 1,000 different emails for 1,000 different people using maybe the same base offer, however, slightly different copy. Now, I want to talk about something that's super important and overlooked in the email world is understanding the spam compliance laws in your country. If your country does not allow cold emails at all, this might not even apply to you. Okay, there are other strategies, which if you skip a little bit to the end of this or the final segment, I talk about how you can generate leads and emails from social media. But if you're cold exporting from other tools and your country doesn't allow it, you're breaking the spam compliance laws. Some countries like the US, you still can send out cold emails, but to protect yourself from $43,000 fine per email, and that number might have gone up, you have to follow some of the following rules. Now, we have a chart that we've built in VBOUT that lets you kind of navigate this stuff. For example, in the US, you can see on this chart, you are allowed to do cold outreach, not in Canada. You have to have the opt-in required in Canada, but not in the US. That means the person does not need to give you explicitly their email and allow you to do marketing. You have to include your information. Now, some companies say details, the company name. I say name, email, and phone. Protect yourself all the way. And that's what I consider as a sender's detail. You need one click unsubscribe option. Now that's enforced by Google and Yahoo. If you don't have that, you're probably gonna be bouncing back or hitting spam filters left and right. And again, every country has slightly different laws. Obviously, Europe is a lot more strict. You can still do certain things, but I encourage you to navigate the law at the moment you're watching this video, just in case this chart has become a little bit outdated. Laws change very quickly. So that information needs to be added at the bottom of the website or of the email. So if you're sending out an email copy, be it cold or fully designed, including that address and phone and company name is critical. Option to unsubscribe need to be there. That's one click unsubscribe. Before we used to include just the preferences, meaning they click, they choose what to be opted out from, multiple steps. Now you have to include at least one forced unsubscribe. Obviously, you can add the preferences. It's not required, but it's a good practice if you have different categories of content you're emailing about. Create sunset policy to also be spam compliant. Some laws are extremely strict in terms of how long you can retain data and giving people option or automatically removing people who haven't engaged with your campaigns. And you can create, in VBOUT, for example, we have automations that we send out emails to people that haven't engaged over 6 months to say, hey, we would love to stay in touch. You haven't opened. And we give them, like you see here, simple sequence, 3 emails. If they haven't engaged with any, actually 2 emails. If they haven't engaged with the first and the second, they get added to the suppression list and they're good to go. If they do click, we remove them from the automation and they stay active in our case. Now you can be very strict about your sunset policy and data cleanup, meaning 6 months, remove them completely. Some companies, they have 3 tiers. 1, the highly active people. 2, the semi-active. And 3 are the non-active at all. So you can sort of move people between the non-active to the semi-active to eventually the highly active, the better your copy is over time. But if you want to be strict, do it. You want to be semi-strict, do it. Just don't do nothing at all. Let's talk about the copy magic. And this is really where a lot of companies go wrong. Assuming you've done your homework on your ICP, you've cleaned up that data, personalized thousands and thousands of subject lines, what do you do next? First, I want to talk about the do's, the things that you have to do. These are engraved in every single email best practices. If you're missing one of them, I can guarantee you're probably not going to perform well. Number 1 is get your proper DNS set up. Every time you use a product, let's say VBOUT, the moment you add your domain because you want to send emails to our system, we immediately give you SPF, DKIM, and DMARC policies to install on your DNS. These are non-negotiable. You have to do it. Otherwise, the system sending email on your behalf looks like it's impersonating you. So with that being said, those signatures, SPF, DKIM, DMARC, even though they sound technical, it takes 3 minutes to set them up. In our case, we help our clients do it. But if you have a third party, talk to their technical team to help you set that up. Super important. Without those, you cannot even begin to send out emails. You'll get bounce backs immediately. You can button up the details as well. Some details people overlook is the logo of the person sending the email. It could be the avatar as well. So upload your own image to your Gmail account or to your Outlook. If you're using VBOUT for mass cold emails, you can set up what they call a BIMI record. We have a full video on this. You can Google it. You'll probably find us in the top few results. I've done a video on how you can set it up to enforce your logo inside the email. Because when you want to land the inbox, you want your email to stand out through your logo. It creates trust. It looks like you've done the homework. 90+% of emails I get do not have that set. So very, very important. These are 3 parts here in this particular picture. It's kind of full inbox, all cold emails. 1, if you look here, you'll notice emojis make your eye just go directly to this line. So adding emojis to your subject line is definitely a plus. Number 2, people are drawn to their name. So include personalized emails in subject lines, because even though I know these are cold emails, it pays to personalize. This person, I've done some homework because in my head, 1, I want to invest that few minutes of my day that I do look at cold emails and those who have done the homework. And personalization tells me you've done so. You gotta send from a person. I highly recommend, don't send from a generic email like you see here, john@email. Not the best strategy. I recommend using person at a company and test it out. Swap it, the company name, or with a person at a company. Finally, set your pre-header. Your pre-header should not be too long, 30 characters. Pre-header is basically that extension of your preview of your email. Okay, so your subject line should be probably between 4 and 8 words, whereas your pre-header should be about 30 characters long. Otherwise, it's gonna get cut off on most of the screen. So don't take too much time setting it up. However, do add it to your emails. In VBOUT, we have a section just for that. It could be personalized. It could also include emojis. So invest in your subject line, short and sweet, positive words and actionable words, add emoji, personalize, and you should be good to go. Beside personalizing the subject line, personalize the copy of the email with the name of the person and the name of the company, if you can. This is a particular email, they've done it right, even though the lines and the copy is just a little bit not properly spaced out, but it's okay. They've done some homework. They're sending from a person, but they don't have the avatar of the person. It would have completed the set if they have done so. Keep your copy simple. This is a great example where the copy is short and sweet. You can see the logo is right there. The subject line is personalized with the company information. And they said, hey there. I would have preferred to have a name of a person. In this case, I do not see it. But overall, it's very short and sweet. So keep it simple. That's the number one thing that I encourage when it comes to writing copy. Now you can keep it simple, but add an animated GIF or an image that has a play icon on it if you have personalized videos. We've noticed for some reason, when we include on the first cold email, the opener, we have a media embedded, the engagement and the open rates drop a little bit. I'm not sure why exactly is the reason. I recommend testing it. I don't have conclusive results on it. We ended up taking our animated GIFs. We actually used to have a personalized video for every person. We took that out because it wasn't performing at all. What ended up winning was a simple copy. Use the problem solution hook technique. This is really important. You want to connect by explaining what the problem is that you are reaching us about. This is a great example here. They are selling website DDoS scanning and security scanning for your company. So here it says, hello Richard, being a CEO, you understand how devastating cyber attack consequences can be. Immediately connected by talking about a problem that every single SaaS company think about. They don't want to get breached. They don't want security vulnerabilities. They don't want to get hacks going on. So they connected immediately. Number two is the solution to that problem is he offered a free vulnerability assessment to find out what the loopholes are in the current system. And three is the hook. He did offer that, but the hook is we're limited on time. We can do all the work for you. You don't have to do much. All you got to do just let me know the best time. That's it. There was no calendars and case studies or anything like that. Very straight to the point. The problem, what is the solution, what is the hook at the end of the email. And you can see how short that email is. Another part when it comes to the copy, you have to choose your cadence. Cadence is how many emails you send out, because some people don't open the first email, but they might end up opening the following emails. In this case, we recommend 3 to 7 touch points to send out your cold outreach emails. You can combine it, either do 3 to 7 emails or do like we do in VBOUT, 3 emails cold, and we also have 4 touch points on LinkedIn. So we combine it. LinkedIn outreach and such is a completely different story. You can do it manually. There are some tools that can automate this, but overall, 7 touch points are recommended. Some people go all the way to 15 if you have enterprise with complex selling cycles. So 3 to 7, combine it with other channels. Don't only stick to email. And usually the distance or the delays between the emails, don't make them just a day. Give it 3 days to the first email, 3 days later, second, 7 days later, the third, or you can even space them out once a week if you'd like. All right. Now we do have some prevention and automations like this. If somebody ends up booking or responding, we completely remove them from the sequence. Because let's say they respond on the first email copy, they shouldn't be getting the rest. So you have to watch out for those preventative steps as well when setting up your cadence. The strategy that I've seen that I really like, if the person hasn't responded, don't just say, I'm done. give them a final offer that's hands off. Here's the guide. I know you're busy. When you have time, it's a completely free guide about this topic or that topic. Like literally this particular podcast or workshop that I'm doing now can be an exit for our cold email outreach. I'm offering them to do an email audit to see if we can work with them. And at the end, I'm going to send them a little mini workshop they could take at their own pace. Invest in a giveaway that's hands off at the last sequence. Humor can be good. And I've seen several companies perform really well when introducing humor to their copy. Nothing too crazy. You can do some of this with the help of AI. Remember that 1,000 personalized response? You can do a prompt that says, give me like a little humorous introduction. In this case, what do you call a website without an AI chatbot? An introvert, great content, but zero conversation. Anyways, it might sound cheesy, I know, but you can take the risk on being a little bit humorous to stand out from boring, long emails as well. Now let's talk about the don'ts, things you should avoid. Don't make all your content screams AI copy. I've gotten so many of these same exact openers. Hi Richard, John, my colleague, found you on LinkedIn and mentioned you 3 times during lunch break. How lucky am I? I've gotten so many times, it's so funny that it's definitely AI generated. Not only that, they went to the length of adding on the bottom a reply of them talking to each other. So it doesn't make sense. Don't use bullet lists. People don't want, bullet list is the synonym of tasks. Try to avoid bullet lists in the opener, at least in the opener emails, okay? Let's say you have 2 emails down the road and you want to just summarize something, do it. But in this case, you sent me 5 testimonials. You're just giving me homework. I'm not interested. Don't be too bland. Try to stand out. I came across your LinkedIn profile and saw that you work at VBOUT. Thank you so much. I'm bored. Yawn. Leave the email. Be a little bit more creative. Thousands of people come across my profile. I have thousands of views every week. It doesn't really mean much to me. One thing that I really hate is targeting several emails inside the organization from a burner emails. I do not like this strategy. Some companies vouch that it works. In this particular case, this company, Vista Social, they bought multiple domains. One of them was Vista Social Pro and .com. The other one is Vista Social Now. And they created Gmail inboxes to send out emails, which is limited. Gmail is not made to send out large amount of emails. They cap you every day because you're just allowed to use them for one-to-one. But what people are doing, they're buying multiple domains and multiple inboxes, and they're sending from all of them to stack up, let's say 200 limits per inbox. They send 5,000-6,000 a day from 10 plus burner emails and burner domains. That strategy is frowned upon. You're actually using something that's not intended to be used that way, which is the Gmail. And in this case, they are targeting support and hello and a few other inboxes. I actually deleted the rest. It's not personal, in my opinion. Don't write a novel. This was an email that couldn't fit the whole thing in there. Please try to be short and sweet. People don't want a lot to read, especially in your opener. I do understand sometimes copy need to be a little bit lengthy, but try your best to condense that. Don't get too touchy-feely and say, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to touch base to see if you're interested. It's just like too much. You're trying too much. There's a problem. Problem sucks. I'm here to help. Here's what I can offer you. Don't make it about you. Like in this particular email, all they're talking about is like them. We're not sure if you saw our email. We like the articles. Can we seek? Could you please reply to us? Avoid talking about yourself throughout the email and all your achievement and how good of results you've done. Nobody cares. Don't give them work to do. This comes back to the bullet list, but in this case, they're asking me if I have updates for them. Now you're giving me additional work to go back to find your email and then respond to you. I'm not doing that. If that was your last email, make it an exit. Give me an exit giveaway, like I said before. I'm going to focus on social funnels and AI chatbots. The power about AI chatbots is that they could be trained on any data that you want. So the AI chatbot tool we built in VBOUT, for example, I can give it my website copy, URLs, my also documents, PDFs and Excel files, catalogs, and I can train the bot on these data sources, which is amazing. The AI chatbots are super, super powerful, and I have a whole mini workshop that talks about this stuff, but you can easily put those on your website, but also you can put them inside your Instagram DM, inside your Facebook DM, as well as WhatsApp, SMS as a channel. Not only you'll be available 24/7 on your website, but also on social media in 60 plus languages, answering any inquiry that, of course, happen to be inside your knowledge base, and also asking people for their emails. So you can program the bot in a way where it asks somebody to provide their email in order for them to continue the conversation. Those conversations can be tracked on the back end. You can see what kind of questions people ask. You can improve your knowledge base and really understand how your community is perceiving you versus how you think they are perceiving you. So with that being said, AI chatbots are super easy to set up and use, you guys. You can DM me and I can share with you how you can build an AI chatbot in literally less than, I would say, 10 minutes. And you can push it on all your social media channels as well as on your website. So AI chatbots as a lead gen is a great way to turn multi-channel presence of your brand into a lead gen capture. The second strategy is very specific and it's called comment to DM automation. So what is that strategy meant to do? Basically, we're all putting out good content for social media. Some of that content gets 100 views, but some content, they get thousands of views and it can go mini viral. It can get, 50,000, 100,000. The problem with these highly trafficked videos and large views is most of the time creators cannot convert those into emails without sponsoring and creating click-throughs and paying the channel like Instagram and Facebook money to get their hands on those leads. The comment to DM automation is a very simple way where you can push out those 1-minute awesome video tutorials and at the end just say, by the way, if you want the complete guide, of course, I'm continuing from the content of the video. In this case, he was talking about health and fitness. And then he said, if you want the guide to my health and fitness program, comment the word blueprint and I'll give you my blueprint directly. So what this is doing is tapping into the views. Traditionally, they go to your Instagram profile, they follow the link tree that you have to go to landing page, to fill out a form, download the document. No. We're taking away 5 steps out of the process. Basically, through your video, ask people to leave a specific keyword in the comment. It could be a blueprint, guide, falafel, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You will set this up. In VBOUT, we have a way we can do that. And immediately, once they do it, probably a few seconds later, they will get a DM directly from you, programmed through VBOUT, that says, thank you for your interest and my blueprint, my guide, my mini course, my whatever is the offer that you have. Okay, so the short videos on Instagram, and by the way, I'm focusing on Instagram here for the time being. The short video there is like a mini condensed preview to an offer. You have to provide value, but give them an option to learn more. From there, put I would say a better offer, which is a mini course, a guide, audit, whatever you want. And that's going to be what this process is doing. So the DM inside their Instagram will send them a message, which I usually get on my phone as a push notification. It's going to say, hey, thank you for your interest. Can you provide me with your email? And I'm going to share with you that particular offer. Now the person can type their email directly in Instagram that will catch that email and store it inside the database of VBOUT. And here's where the power is. Now you're turning views into emails. Super powerful, you guys. Most of you do have offers, things they can teach people about. They can create mini courses and videos and guides. You can do this and turn them into lead capture directly from social media. So the moment they provide their email, now we can program on the back end full-on automation that 1, sends out the offer, 2, it can tag them and assign them to somebody on your team. And 3, you can send them multiple emails over the course of a certain time. The fact that they have given you their email makes the relationship a lot more meaningful to them. First, the algorithm inside Instagram found your ICP for you, and you're never going to get better than the algorithm. That's going to be based on your content. That's 1. 2, the person who engaged and clicked showed interest. And 3, the fact that people are leaving comments on your video make your video even more viral. So the opt-in through the comment section creates a virality to your videos that ultimately yield more views. Okay, I'm spending time on this because that process is not too clear to a lot of people. But do not worry. If you'd like to set this up eventually, we can work with you in VBOUT. We can help you get this automation set up. Super easy. You can start turning your social views into solid emails for your sales team and your prospecting. All right. I hope you found all that content useful to you and your team. I would like to share with you 2 more giveaways. It's going to help you elevate your email games. Happy if you want to claim them, do so. If not, I totally respect. You can pass. I'm happy you've gotten this far. Before I share those, please support me and the community by following, sharing, liking, the process, or subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will help us grow and make more content. So please support. The first offer is we have a mini workshop on AI email marketing. I will put the link somewhere to watch that particular, it's a webinar that we did with the community. And the second is you can request a free email audit. If you want me to look at your email copy to tell you if your cold outreach is good and how you can improve, I'm happy to offer a free email audit. Time permitting, of course. I get a lot of these. All you got to do, just drop me an email, okay? rich@vbout.com, and important, put in the subject line free email audit requests, because I'm gonna know immediately that's from you and that you came through this video. So if you want to take me up on this offer, 100% hands off. You don't have to do much. Just share the content and the results of your current campaigns, and I can take it from there. So this is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, getting this far. I hope I provided some value to you and to your team. And if you feel like you need the right product for your company to do everything that I shared with you, okay, from uploading your contacts, personalizing email copy, to sending out mass campaigns, the DM, to comment automation, your AI chatbots for all your channels, you can do all of this in VBOUT. And I'm happy to extend a demo when you're ready to see if we're a good fit. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope to see you on an upcoming mini workshop. Thank you.